It is.
I can only speak on my experience. It was lack of self esteem, uh, still trying to fit in or find my place in the world. Maybe the first 1, 2, 3 at the most years was a honeymoon, was beautiful, was happy. You know what I'm saying? Was bliss. But then we fell into the same rut and routine of a relationship where there was no happiness, no love. And that's coming from or stemming from my words ain't there. Stemming from us just not being deprived in life as a people. You know what I mean? Growing up, I was molested, I was abused, but it was not talked about. It was what go on in this house, stay in this house.
And you know what? Why is that? Why is that? Is it an old thing that we had to do?
We were programmed as slaves not to tell, not to talk about it, because Massa came and raped our children, impregnated them, and it was not to be talked about. This is how they programmed us.
Mm-hmm.
And it kept going on generation after generation. It moved from massa to uncle, to cousin,
to aunties, and I'm going to do a show about that, and I really would love for you to be on my panel when I do that, because a lot of people just don't know out there. It is so many women and men. Don't just think it's the women and men that has went through certain things, and where it's like you have to keep it on the hush. You it can't go off the walls. But we need to shout it out and let everyone know it's okay.
I think my grandkids used to think Granny was crazy because I always tell them at 3, as soon as you can talk, you know they ain't supposed to touch you. It's not okay. I don't care who it is.
Don't sit in a man's lap.
All that.
Exactly. You know what I'm exactly.
Because I went through it and I don't trust nobody.
Mm-hmm.
My trust issues, not only with men, but with females, because y'all kept the secret. Y'all didn't acknowledge what I know you had to know what was going on with your children.
Mm-hmm.
You had to know. And this has a lot, I think, to do with part of my issues, my drug, using drugs, because I didn't know that you really can stuff these things and not realize that they were happening or that they had happened until something traumatic brings it out. We as a colored folk are just starting to realize that it's okay to talk about it, that it's okay to need help, that it's okay to have counseling, that it's okay to be broken, yet can be fixed.
Mm-hmm.
I hate that it took so long in my life, although I didn't want for anything again, but I was still broken. And looking back on that, I see that the relationships I chose, the abuse that I continued to accept and let be, was because of something traumatic that had happened in my younger childhood. We go there, we've talked about it.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay to be depressed. It's okay for us as a people. If you need help, reach out and get it.
Now, we always thought if you went to therapy or anything, it's like, oh, she's crazy. It's like, no. I think really everyone should have therapy. Everyone should go to therapy because we all have issues. I don't care if it's big issues or little issues. We all have issues and we all need help, especially with this pandemic that's going on. It's we all need it. We all need it. We all need someone to talk to, and we need to talk to someone that will not judge us. It's so sad that we have a lot of things that we want to talk to, maybe our friends or our loved ones, but we feel embarrassed to talk to them because we will be judged. But when you go to a therapist, you're not going to be judged because you don't know that person. But I would prefer to speak to someone that I know.
And we have had these conversations.
Yes, we have.
Many times.
Yes, we have.
Many times. And if you know someone close to you or just a friend or an associate, and you see or feel that there's warning signs there, please do not be afraid to reach out to them and say, hey, you okay? I was just thinking about you.
Mm-hmm.
You sound like you got something on your mind.
Mm-hmm.
You want to talk? I'm here. We as a people need to unite. I've noticed this on the television. We had the George Foreman outbreak, and it was Black Lives Matter, woo, woo, woo. But what I'm noticing now is how the blue-eyed work and how the slanted Asian are stepping up. Their people are being abused. They are of color, brown skin, yellow skin. But you see them handling their situations, their abuse, in a whole different way. They on the television, they in the Senate, they in the government office, and they're saying, hey, this is happening to us. It didn't just start happening to us. They ain't burning shit up. They ain't tearing shit up. But they uniting and making it known. And to me, I feel like it's diminishing our cause. But in all actuality, we are diminishing our cause because of how we react and handle situations. Mm-hmm. Instead of handling things like it should be handled, professional, I hate when my words ain't there. United. Mm-hmm. Go through the right channels. They on ABC, NBC. They got the nightly news. They showing over and over again what is happening to their people. They're having peaceful protests.
Mm-hmm.
They're not burning down cities. They're not breaking into stores and looting. You know what I'm saying? It's just different. And us as a colored folk, and again, we were programmed this way to turn against one another. You know what I'm saying? And not unite. When the guns was on the street, when they put the crack out there, they said, we're going to do this, we're going to let them kill themselves. We sold the crack to our own people.
What they say, crack liquor stores and churches?
Only in the ghetto. Only in the ghetto. We done sold out to the Arabs. They own our like corner stores where we used to be black owned. Brown Street, Walnut Street, all those houses down there, they sold out. We have nothing.
So why do you think we have nothing? Why do some communities don't support each other, but we support outside of our race?
Lack of knowledge, lack of education, lack of those that get in political, powerful positions turn against their own kind. Again, this is how we were programmed from slave days. They had the house nigga and the field nigga. The house nigga went and caught or told on the field nigga. And this is just something that's gone on generation after generation. Yes, it's evolved, but not much has changed. What I do see more, and I'm grateful, is that our young people are getting educated, going to college for more than a sports scholarship.
Now, I really think that a lot of our young people is not being educated by our elders.
Going back to the Big Mama era.
Back to the Big Mama era.
Ain't no elders. 35 is not an elder. We need to go back to the old way of thinking and way of life. It takes a village.
Yes.
Every nomination or race, Jews, Irish, Russians, they stick together. They support their own. They pick up their people. You know what I'm saying? We as a colored folk, we are jealous of each other. We beat each other down. We talk about each other. We don't support one another. If we would be more like the rest of these cultures, I think that we would accomplish much more in life. Now, I have recently relocated to Beloit, Wisconsin, which is the very end of Wisconsin. On one side of the street, it's Wisconsin. Across the street, it's Illinois.
So how is it in Beloit? Is it any racial?
Sure, it's a lot of Trump lovers there. A lot of them. But then you have people that migrated from the inner cities of Chicago that wanted a more peaceful life as well. So you got a whole mixture of people.